Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is a short story about September romance. I call it The Scarf Maker. After Albert got laid off at age 68, he tried to find work, but could get no better than a part-time minimum wage job as a library page. He was a worrier by nature, despite years of psychotherapy, meditation, mindfulness, and so on. He found that the only way he could keep his anxiety under control was to stay busy, distracting attention from his real and his imagined woes. Albert was never an athlete, and he had no desire to, for example, take up golf, that staging area for the hereafter. Similarly, he didn't want to attend activities at the senior center. That would too acknowledge his place on life's conveyor belt. Watch more TV? Waste of time. Albert liked to be productive, but at what? He never was artsy, so other cliches were out, like the old man at his easel, or wandering around with an outsized zoom lens, creating the zillionth image of nature's eye candy. He flashed on his mother knitting a sweater. Too hard, too feminine. Could you just see me in a knitting circle? And his mind wandered elsewhere. But for some reason, knitting kept intruding. That's too hard. I'm retarded at visualizing. Maybe if it was just a scarf, that's just a rectangle, no changed angles. Maybe I should watch a YouTube video. And he did, but couldn't even get the basic knit and purl move. If I took a knitting class, it'd be embarrassing. Not just being a man, but I'd be so bad at it. Should I hire a tutor? I'm sure some little old lady'd come into my house. Oh no, we'd have to meet in a park bench. She might think I was a rapist or something. Albert thought about putting an ad for a tutor on Craigslist, but figured that little old ladies who knit are more likely to see an ad that was a flyer hung on some yarn store's bulletin board, if they have bulletin boards. He's a thorough guy, so he went to 3 knitting stores, and 2 of them did have bulletin boards, and the other allowed him to scotch tape his ad on the cash register counter. It read, "Not so old man, inept with crafty things, wants to see if he can learn to knit. Seeking a patient tutor, 617-122-2376. Albert returned home to find a message on his answering machine. Yes, he still used an answering machine, not because he didn't understand how to set up voicemail, but because he liked to screen his calls. Hello, I'm Morty Atkinson. The owner of A Good Yarn phoned me to say you were looking for someone to show you how to knit. You're welcome to come to my apartment." Albert thought, well, there are 4 widows for every widower. Maybe she's eager. Feminist assertiveness has reached the elder set. And so Albert went to Morty Atkinson's apartment, where he saw why she was so forward. She's bedridden with MS. Albert was slow to pick up even basic knitting moves, but Morty was indeed patient. In showing him increasingly, she seemed to hold his hand just a fraction of a second longer than required. And then one time, she held it for a full second. He looked her in the eye, then, reminded he was on her bed, turned away. Until once, he didn't. And Albert and Morty met weekly for knitting lessons. Before long, Albert had made 6 scarves and sewed a label in each. Made with Love by Albert and Morty. I'm Marty Nemko.